Do you get is my coffee cup in the shot?
Yeah, it's fun though. Keep going.
Do I need to say cut and then start again?
I mean, not necessarily, but if you feel like it, just like really keep tonguing every time. If you really want to, and if you really.
I'll just make the universal noise for let's try another take.
Yeah.
Do a sound check. Sound check. Testing. Testing. 1, 2.
Okay, let's go.
In this room, we call sound checks vibe checks. Actually.
Vibe check. Vibe check. Mic.
Vibe check. Vibe check.
Yes, it's vibing. It's vibing, all right.
Okay.
Okay. So.
I want to give kind of a like fireside talks kind of feel.
Can we?
Tell me when you're ready. Oh, we're rolling?
Yeah, whenever you're ready.
Word.
Years old, couple cane posts sitting down by the creek. Lines in the water, watching those bobbers, seeing that red sun sink. Mama's on the porch yelling supper's hot, y'all come and get it. We yelled 5 more minutes. At 16 it was 12:03, standing at her front door. Katie's dad said midnight, but we needed just a little more. Yellow light flipping on and off, interrupting that good night kissing. We wanted 5 more minutes. Time rolls by, the clock don't stop. I wish I had a few more drops of the good stuff, the good times. Oh, but they just keep on flying right on by like it ain't nothing. I wish I had me a pause button. Moments like those, Lord knows I'd hit it and give myself 5 more minutes. 18, turned my helmet in, walked to the 50-yard line. Just the coach and me after we lost 8-10 to 9. And I cried, man, next time to get in here I'll have to buy a ticket. Can't you give me 5 more minutes? Time rolls by, the clock don't stop. I wish I had a few more drops of the good stuff, the good times. Oh, but they just keep on flying right on by like it ain't nothing. Wish I had me a pause button. Moments like those, Lord knows I'd hit it and give myself 5 more minutes. In '86, my grandpa said there's angels in the room. All the family gathered round, knew the time was coming soon. With so much left to say, I prayed, Lord, I ain't finished, just give us 5 more minutes. Time rolls by, the clock don't stop. I wish I had a few more drops of the good stuff, the good times. Oh, but they just keep on flying right on by like it ain't nothing. I wish I had me a pause button. Moments like those, Lord knows I'd hit it. Yeah, sometimes this old life will leave you wishing that you had 5 more minutes. 5
little Ellie. Ellie joined us a little late in the season. It was kind of wild how I found out Ellie had missed the initial tryouts, but I know for sure that God had his hand in it. She came to join our team late in the summer, so she had missed out on a lot. She came to us the week before a beach trip with her family and was willing to miss it in order to immediately begin training. This automatically showed me her level of dedication to the team. Playing catch up is hard, I warned her, but by day 2 of conditioning, I was afraid she wanted to quit. This is where I really realized how special of a team the Lady Mustangs are. Ellie was the new girl who technically hadn't put in as much work as them, but they all fought for her to finish each workout. It was a humbling thing to witness. I could motivate her all that I wanted, but when you have 30 other girls your same age cheering you on and promising to be in your corner, it's really a powerful thing. Ellie was a wonderful addition to the team, and I love having her positivity around. Paisley Wade. Paisley is a hard worker. I don't know if you've ever really thought about how much work is involved when you're a swing player, meaning you play for both JV and varsity, but you are there for everything. Every practice, every game, every tournament, everything. I already knew Paisley pretty well because I had her in my map class last year, and because of that, I think that Paisley was okay with keeping me in check. She wasn't afraid to let me know, okay, can we switch now in a drill, or no, that's not how you do it, or this is boring. She just called it as she saw it, and I kind of liked that. Actually, I think I needed that. So thank you, Paisley, for your sassiness and keeping me in check. Hannah Davis. Hannah scared me for the longest time. She finally started to open up towards the end of the season, but I could not crack that girl for the longest. I learned that she does cut up, but she's not just going to let you right into her world, and I respect that. I'm so thankful for Hannah this season. Our back defensive line wouldn't have been near as strong if it weren't for her. Consistency is what comes to mind when I think of Hannah. If she had an off day, I never knew it. I love you, Hannah Banana, and I know that deep down you love doing beach body workouts and running to kick the ball as far as you can with that cannon of a foot you have. Ainsley Brokish. Ainsley is a total goob. We were doing a possession drill one afternoon, and I can't remember who her victim was, but she whacked that poor girl about 4 times in a row with each pass. And you can't be mad at her about it because of her reaction. She was genuinely sorry, but we all got so tickled at the same time. I don't think I've ever seen Ainsley unhappy. Her cheerfulness is contagious, and her passing became much more intentional throughout the season, and the team morale wouldn't have been the same without her. Lily Cruz. Lily is so giving of her time. I can't imagine juggling band and soccer in high school, especially in her first year. She always has such a positive outlook and is willing to do whatever for anyone. I remember early on in the season, she was really overwhelmed with some things and all of the new. She actually wanted to unload it on me, and for some strange reason, I took it personally. I hated that she was struggling with all of her new high school responsibilities, but I appreciated that she was willing to open up to me about it and trusted my insight. Lily always gave her best on the field, and she would cover any position where she was needed, even if she was nervous about it. I particularly loved the times when I would ask her to go in for someone, and she would just laugh and say, "Okay, are you sure?" Olivia Duncan. Livy, she is such a light to everyone she comes in contact with. I want to be like Livy when I grow up. Her quick wit is hilarious and sometimes unexpected, but that's what makes it even better. Her soccer ability speaks for itself, but that's not even what I want to highlight when talking about Livy. There were times when we were down in a game and she was able to bring up the morale of the entire team solely based on her perspective. She doesn't care at all to extend a hand and pray over someone, and her team prayers were so intentional. I remember once hearing her pray for God to shine through the girls so that others may come to know him. And I couldn't help but think, that's you, girl. He is shining through you. And it kind of gives me butterflies to talk about. Mr. and Mrs. Duncan should be so proud of the daughter they've raised. She's a natural leader who's carried me through some pep talks and some halftime talks. Caitlin Vincent. You guys may think she's so quiet and reserved, but she's not. She's a total goof. I had her in math class last year, so we had a relationship already, but I had no prior knowledge of her soccer ability until this season. She, of course, blew me away with her stamina and determination. The girl can run forever. She can take on girls double her size and just take them down, unless she just ping-pongs off of them first, which we have video evidence of that. I think what is most impressive about Caitlin, though, is that she's not just determined to do her best on the field, but also in the classroom. She puts so much thought and consideration into her schoolwork. I know this because she's called me with her frustrations on it, and she just wants it to be perfect. She's active in her church, works on the weekends at the ball field. She's an all-around, hard-working young lady. I truly cherish our relationship, and I love the fact that she knows she has a place to go at Walker Valley if she needs anything. Bucky. I kind of forgot her real name. Rachel Buckner. She and Caitlin are kind of a package deal. We met last year because she would always bum a math pass off of me to work with Caitlin in class. There was not really any work being done, I'm pretty sure, but that's whatever. She came to soccer practice early one morning this summer wearing a busted knuckle off-road hoodie, and I just knew that she was my girl from then on out. One of my favorite memories from this season with Bucky was the second time we played Cleveland. We were at the Mouse Creek complex. She played her heart out the entire JV game and had just left to go home. Coach Brown asked if I could call her to have her come back and play for varsity. I could just tell in her voice how honored she was. I'm pretty sure her mom did a U-turn on Mouse Creek Road because she was back in no time. Coach Brown put her in, and she scored in a varsity game. I remember the chill bumps that it gave me and the excitement I was feeling for her, and I think she'll never forget that moment either. Marcy Cody. I really appreciate Marcy's mindset of doing whatever it takes. Her first game of the season was the Polk County game, and there was an extra hype for her. Those were her old stomping grounds. She knew these girls. They were her old teammates. The excitement of playing again, along with the game being personal, made for a floppy Marcy. She had forgotten her speech. She was just all over the place, but she really did great. And as she has done leading up to being where she is today, I'm proud of you, Marcy. Keep it up. Caitlin Glover. I remember Caitlin coming into tryouts with a migraine. You wouldn't know it, though. But not knowing these coaches she was trying out for, and it being her first year in high school, her sweet mama bear let us know about it towards the end of tryouts. We really would have never known had she not told us. It was admirable that Caitlin herself wanted to keep pushing through, though, without making any excuses for herself. But that was also really a teaching moment for me. Fast forward to our preseason tournament in Tullahoma. It was our next to last game, and Caitlin took a pretty hard lick. The tournament trainer checked her out and said if she felt okay that she could play the next game, but something just didn't seem right to me. So I called her parents, and I let them be the bad guys, really, and I told her that they didn't want her to play the last game. But that was true. They really said that. However, it's a good thing. She went to the doctor once she was home, and she had a concussion that kept her out the entire season. I know she was able to focus on band much more now that she was out of soccer, but we really missed her. And I know Caitlin will do great things next season. I just want you to know that all of you girls are so special and very dear to me. I'm so proud to be a part of the team, and I really just want to thank you all for accepting me. We've laughed together, cried together, and been through some embarrassing moments. And I know that deep down you all appreciate me for my Kids Bop CDs and my lack of being up to date on the latest technology or any technology. You girls have actually taught me, and that's what makes a family. It's the fellowship we've shared that I will always remember from this season.
Emily Hazuri, what can I say? The last 3 years have been absolutely amazing. The word that I've used to describe you is adaptable. You have really truly embodied what it means to be adaptable. You came in as a freshman, and since then you've worked tirelessly at your game in multiple positions, and I think one time we even put you as a forward. And so we just appreciate the adaptability that you have and that you've had on the team, and we're excited to see what you do next year. Kendall Hall, the word that I've used to describe you is adventurous. Anybody that knows you would definitely attest that you are an adventurous person, and we're so blessed to have you on this team. And even for the past 3 years, it's been absolutely fantastic, and you really have given us a boost. And even when some people are down, you're able to be there for them. Even this year, you were able to be there, part of the team, even though you could not play, and that means a lot to us. And so we wish you the best in your future endeavours, and I hope that you'll still be a part of the team come next year. The Snides, which is Taylor Snyder. The word that I've used for you is ambitious. Even in school and outside of school, in athletic events, student government, and even the items that you do outside of school, you're always ambitious. You always wanted to push yourself to be the best Taylor Snyder you can be. And that rubs off on every single individual on our team, but also it rubs off on your classmates as well. And we are so appreciative to have you on this team. You've been a true blessing, especially when you came from Ohio. You wasn't sure, and you have made so many friends and impacted so many individuals. So continue to be you. Jadra Martinez, what can I say about you? The word that I've used to describe you is courageous. I believe that you're able to deal with things that come up on the soccer field, outside of the soccer field, and deal with them relatively well. And you have been a strong tower for us. Throughout your freshman year, you came in and started to lead for us, and even straight through this year, you've been fantastic, and you are courageous. I always want you to be courageous. Always believe in yourself, because you have the ability to do great things in this world. Jenna Gibson, I can call her the train, I can call her a robot. Many times I've called her different names this year, but what I want to use to describe you is sincere. You really are sincere. All jokes aside, you are who you say you are. You don't mince your words, you're very direct. And in an age where a lot of people try and be fake, a lot of people try and mask who they are, you stay true to yourself. People know who you are, people know what you believe and where you stand. And we appreciate that, and your team appreciates that. So don't change. I appreciate that. Ashley Yulo, the German herself. The word that I want to use to describe you is resourceful. Somebody that is resourceful is able to take something that they may be limited to and make something beautiful out of it. And you have done that. When you came in as a freshman, I didn't even know that you had a voice. You would hardly speak. Even on the soccer field, you still were very timid and shy. However, you've been the dominant role on our team this year, and we are truly grateful to have you. And I've played you multiple positions, but the one thing that I really respect about you is that you're resourceful. So whenever we play you as a winger, whenever we play you as a midfield player, you just do your best. And even outside of soccer, you've been resourceful. You've been taking Deuteronomic classes this year. You've pushed yourself to excellence. You've been abroad and to help within the GAP program. And you are just a phenomenal friend to the people around you and your classmates. Megan Salazar, my bad. Sometimes I give random nicknames, but Megan Salazar has been a true joy as soon as you came into this program. The word that I've used to describe you is diligent, which means somebody that perseveres. Even though there's defiable odds that may be stacked against them, you are. And even this year, there's been multiple times when you were out, you've had concussion, you had a knee injury, but yet you came back and gave it your all. And that rubs off on so many individuals. We're proud of the development that you've done since you've been here. You're a huge part of this program. You're a leader. You've led with integrity. You've led with passion and diligence. So we're just blessed that you're on this team, and we're excited to see what life has for you and what you're going to do next year. Sydney Ellis. That was supposed to be my interpretation of a trumpet or a flute. I'm sorry, I always get those mixed up. But Sydney Ellis, you're in the band. You're also a varsity member of our soccer team. And I know that it's tough to do both, but you've carried yourself with excellence. For the last 2 years you have. You are a fantastic individual. You give your all in wherever you are, and the word that I've used to describe you is exuberant. You had a sister that came through, I think 4 years ago now, and I was expecting the same kind of individual coming through, but you guys are polar opposites. And love your sense of humor. I love that you're always up for a challenge, no matter where we put you. And I appreciate your exuberant personality. You're fun to be around. The team loves to be around you. Continue to be you. So blessed to have you. Sydney Starr. What can I say? Well, let me start off by saying you have one of the most generous spirits that I've ever seen. You would give the shirt off your back. I've seen you when nobody's watching, and how kind and caring you are to others. You are a huge part of what we are at Walker Valley and what we want to embody a part of our soccer program. When people are watching, when people are not watching, I'm very grateful to how you have been on this team, and you really are sincere and generous, and continue to be that. And we've loved having you on this team, and I'm excited to see what happens in your life as well.
Coach, you're in my shot.
I'm sorry.
I can hear you. Let's redo. Is it more dramatic if I keep panning to different cameras as I speak? Oh, it's done. Man, get me a blanket. It's time. Josie Bisco. So I was thinking of words to describe you, and the word that I picked for you is diligent. You're hardworking. You're hardworking in the classroom because I get to see that side of you, but I also see you on the soccer field, and you're hardworking. You are diligent in pursuing the ball, making sure that nobody gets past you. You're always willing to do what you're asked, and we can't ask any more of a student and of a player than that. So, Josie, I'm proud of you, and diligence your word. Aubrey. Oh, Aubrey. I had to pick two words for you. Recklessly dedicated. Aubrey, I've never had a goalkeeper have as many encounters with the goalpost as you have. The goalpost won every one of them. All right, but Aubrey, I'm also proud of the fact that you so recklessly defend the goal. You're willing to sacrifice your body to get in front of the ball. You work really hard every single play, and I think that's one of the things that makes you really awesome. Brianna Romero. So the word I picked for you was influential, because you just came to this team this year. I don't know how many people knew you before you came, but definitely everybody knows who you are and what you're about now. And the fact is, you bring positivity to our team, and you've been a big positive influence since you've made your way onto Walker Valley Soccer. Sam. Sam, the word I picked for you was surprising. Because I don't even know how many positions we put you in while you were on this team. You started out as goalkeeper. We've played you as a forward. I've probably played you in 2 or 3 different spots since then as well. And the fact is, every time that we put you in a spot, you surprise me. You're really good at whatever you do. And I think that's a really cool quality about you. Savannah. Okay, for you, I picked workhorse. I think that's the best way to describe you, because in the midfield, you are always working. You're working yourself to death out there. I remember games watching you run back and forth, fighting for the ball every time. And so when I think of how you played, that's the thing that comes to mind to me. Bianca. Bianca, you are inspirational. Inspirational because ever since you've been on this team, you seem to make people's lives better. I think when people look at you and they see you, they interact with you, I think that they feel the joy that comes out of you, and it just changes the whole dynamic of the team. I would venture to say that you may never know the positivity that you've brought to Walker Valley Soccer. Isabella. Isabella, you're strong. That's your word. And I've talked to you about strong hands, being able to stop the ball, but also I think you've got a strong heart. You're a fighter. And because of that, strong is probably the best word that I could use to describe you. And I've seen you fight through a lot of stuff, through adversity, through changes in life and on the soccer field, and yet you're still Isabella. Regardless of what position you find yourself in, you're still strong and fighting for your team. I think that's cool. Vera. Vera, if I were a newcomer to our team, I have a feeling you would be one of the first people that I would meet, Because I think what you would do is you would put yourself in my way, you would smile, you'd either give me a high five or shake my hand, and you would introduce yourself. And for that, I give you the word welcoming, because even as a coach, I remember feeling welcomed by you. And I think that's a really cool quality that not a lot of people have. So Vera, you're something special. Gracie, for you, I picked the word champion. I picked champion because I feel like that's what you're destined to be if you fight in life like you do on the soccer field. You're in that same boat of being a midfielder who is running like crazy, helping your team, doing whatever you possibly can. And I see that same sort of fight that's in your soccer spirit being great, happening in your everyday life spirit that you get to carry with you as you come to school and as you continue to progress through life. And so I hope that you keep that, and I'm proud of you for it. Nani, your word is reliability. Okay, game in and game out, regardless of what we asked you to do, you always did it. And every time that you went into the game, every time that we needed something done, you took care of things the way that it needed to be. And so, Nani, when I know that you're around, if there's something that, if we need to put you on the field somewhere, I know that you can go on the field and handle business. If there's something else that we just need, just because you're an awesome person, we can rely on you to do that. Once again, a great quality to have, and we're proud of you. Word.
Done, so?
Done.
Sweet.
That's it.
Hey, it's a wrap, guys. Good job. Good job.